Now, they made a couple changes to Creeping Death and Withering Bolt. These used to be 1-point talent nodes. Now they are 2. However, they've changed the value of them. They're in the tree here, basically. Bolt's up here. Withering Bolt. It used to be rank 1. I think it was 8% per dot. I think up to 24. But now it's 10. But it costs 2 points and not 1. So it was 1 point, I think at 8%. But now it's 2 points at 10 or 1 at 5 if you put 1 point in it for whatever reason. I don't know why you would, but there's that. So a bit of an increase there, but also a bit of like a cost more thing. Withering Bolts here and Creeping Deaths also right here, bumped up from being a Capstone Road up here. Agony and UA dual damage 30% faster. I think it was 20 or something like that, I think, with it being a max 1 point talent. Now it's 30. So giving a bit more value there for 2 points being invested, but it's fine. For the most part, in single target, you get what you want. We'll look at that in a minute. So Shadow of Nathriza, our capstone, which calls in the Dreadlords and things, has been updated. It's the same thing as last week. It doesn't really. It's bugged right now, so we can't really see the visual or whatever. They're spawning in and then just standing there. So it's a Nathriza, whatever it's called. It's a Dreadlord. It's cool. I liked the one that spawned in and did carrion clouds a bit more, but we'll see what this looks like when the visuals in game. But it's buggy right now. So there's that. Now the big thing today, okay, Cloying Power, Hexweaver, Relinquish, and Soul Miser are gone. UA damage has been reduced by 75%. Now, I'm going to be honest here. UA did a lot of damage before. Logging on alpha and logging in beta is really annoying. I don't like doing it, but I did last week, if I can find it here. I don't know where it even is. All reports. And it is a pain. But UA was doing a crazy amount of damage. I have runs here of Steshro, Demo, and F. Here is the single target boss of the last dungeon of the dungeons we did. Basically this guy. Also, I want to mention that Darklair is bugged. It's showing that it's extending UA like visually on the dot. It makes the duration longer, but it doesn't actually do it because they all expire with like 8 seconds left or whatever. It's like a visual bug. But here's the damage. Now, to be fair, it's a little skewed because it died sort of fast and stuff. But like, here's UA. Guys, I mean, it's doing 70% of my damage. Right now, it's a little high here. I get the boss side fast and all that, but like, it was doing a lot. The average hit was 34.6k. The average agony tick was 2.5. Like, it's still hitting pretty hard. There are other bosses in here too. I think they're buggy. I don't remember. They're dying pretty fast. But like, I mean, come on. Like, it was doing a crazy amount of damage. A massive nerf like that does feel pretty bad. It looks pretty bad. But I'm pretty sure what it's from is like, I think it's tuned based on the way it is on retail still, where it's limited 1. And they buffed it a bunch because it's limited to 1, which you hit pretty hard. It's not limited anymore. So I'm pretty sure that's the reason why it has a scaling on it from retail still or the tuning. I logged today as well, so I can show you guys what happened today. Let me see. I logged some, that's not what I want. I logged a bit earlier, looking at dummy testing a bit. I think it's beta AF. I think it's right here. It's one of these, I swear to you. I know I logged earlier. I promise you I did. I promise you. I think it's this one here. Maybe? Yeah. There's UA. This is a trinket. It's broken right now. Broken isn't very good. There's UA. 22.4%. Still pretty high. Next closest thing being Agony. Wither's bugged. Black and Soul's not getting stacks from UA when you spend it. Costs a shard now. But there's that. I even logged it without the trinket on, which I think is right here. And it's 32% still. It'll be less when they fix the Black and Soul bugs with Wither. But it's still doing a lot of damage, right? Average hit 15.2k. Average Agony hit 8.2. So, I mean, it's basically double what an agony ticks for, but like comparatively to what it was before, it was, 38k to 2k, right? So I mean, yes, obviously a massive nerf that sucks. It's unfortunate, all the above, but it's still hitting relatively hard, pretty hard. We'll see where it goes tuning wise, but just keep in mind, like, this is literally week 2 of beta. There's gonna be tuning coming a bunch, so yeah. Okay, moving on. Demonology. Not a crazy amount here, but some important changes. So they've changed a new talent, Empowered Fellstorm, increases damage of your Felguard's Fellstorm by 20% and its duration by 4 seconds. Which is right over here. Let me change really fast. Blighted Maw is also a right waved at me. Holy moly, I gotta wave back. Blighted Maw has been changed as well, but here is Empowered Fellstorm. So This was something. The ability that gave your pets haste. Um, Aura of Contempt. It's gone now. And it's been removed because you want to avoid spots where you need to micromanage your Felguard's Fellstorm, so we're introducing a new talent to further enhance it to take its place. So basically, I mentioned in the last video, like, you're probably going to want to hold your Fellstorm because Aura of Contempt gave like a haste buff to your pets. I said, if it affects Tyrant, you're going to want to do that. It didn't in the last build, but it might have in the future. I don't know, but they removed it, so it's gone. Fellstorm's auto-cast. Set it and forget it. Good to go. Blighted Maw has changed. It still does the same amount of damage from Dreadbite, but it's not a dot anymore. It used to be a dot that lasted 8 seconds. It just does damage now, which is pretty cool. I mean, the dot was cool. It was nice. It still was pretty strong, but it's even stronger now. If it procs when a pack is dying with, 10% health on it, it's going to do full damage right then. Not a dot for 8 seconds. It's going to tick for 2 seconds and expire. So I think it's a good change there overall. I like that. Demonic Tyrant, big one here. So Summon Demonic Tyrant has been updated. Summoning a Demonic Tyrant that damages your target. It's the same thing as Tyrant, but developers note, rather than only gaining power from active demons upon his arrival, Demonic Tyrant will now gain power from any demon that is active while he is. So this is really good. This is the proactive scaling of Tyrant we were talking about last week. The snapshotting is gone. You have to have 2 dogs, a Vile Fiend, and 9 imps out for max power. If you summon Tyrant with 6 imps out and 2 dogs and a Vile Fiend, it'll spawn in with that power. But if you then cast a Handy Gul'dan and have 9 imps out, it'll update to having 9 imps, 2 dogs, and a Vile Fiend. I can show you in game in a moment here as well. So this is a really good change. Talked about it last video. It's much less punishing for like the hard pass-fail check of Tyrant or scuffing it. Scuff Tyrant, good Tyrant, whatever it is. If you got to move in Tyrant ramp, it's like sort of saves you a bit in a sense, because keep in mind, Tyrant does not extend pets anymore. So even like if dogs expired, they might wait a bit, obviously, but it's not as punishing as before because they'll still update proactively, right? So there's that. Dominion of Argus, our Apex talent, is now summoning a demon every 2 casts. We talked about that in the video last week as well. Very cool. It was 3. Very cool. Good change there. I like that. It's bugged right now, but every 2 casts down from 3, which is cool. And Implosion has been buffed by 500%. Yeah. So looking at the demo stuff here, we'll hop back to AF in a minute. I know it's out of sequence, but whatever. It's interesting because Implosion does hit hard now. It does. But I don't feel like I'm being... I feel like if you're going to put a half-minute cooldown on Implosion, it needs to feel like it's rewarding, and it's just doing damage. And it's not doing insane enough damage where it's like, okay, this is like... I don't know. I do damage to all my abilities, but I want it to be like, if it's a half-minute cooldown, let's make it like old Imp Gang boss, where you implode imps and it spawns 6 imps back. Let's do something like that. Like, it's something like thematic. I mean, I thought it was cool when it spawned in Doomguard, albeit Doomguard being a button's cool now, right? I like that. I thought it was cool when, like, okay, you optimize your implosion with 9 imps, you guaranteed a Doomguard. That's sick. It was like a reward, right? Imp Gang boss was like a reward, right? Right? And when one of the best Implosion's been good, but it's been rewarding, right? And like, yeah, damage is cool, don't get me wrong, but half-minute cooldown feels like it should be even more rewarding than what it's been in the past, and I don't know. So I played with it in AoE a bit. I decided just to say whatever and play Siphon a bit too tonight, and honestly, Siphon felt a little better, but I think it's a bit of an issue. They might change it, I don't know. The other issue with Demo and AoE, I feel like right now, and I'll probably make a feedback video in a few days for testing, but I feel like Doomguard is hard to get. I don't mind Demonic Knowledge, but I don't think it's great right here. I don't want this in single target. I don't really even want it in AoE. I have more cores arguably in AoE than not. If I'm imploding, I get some imps back, right? Or some cores from imps, right? But I have to path into Spiteful Recon, which is like, maybe I want this in M plus or AoE, but like, it's not like it's great. It's not Imp Mother, it's just like Recon, right? I don't want to put points in this. Like, if I'm trying to get to my Doomguard, I feel like I'm having to pay a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 points, and 5 with my Doomguard. And that leaves me with barely any points left. I have to go into here and put 4 points here too. I can't even get my stabilized portals. I can't get Summoner. I can't get anything else here either. And honestly, even like if Ablation went like this, and like this, like instead of this going here, if this went like this and this went like this, it'll feel a lot better. I could skip on Spiteful Recon, hop through here, but at the same time, with both armaments and Bellstorm being a thing now, I can't even grab Ablation, I don't think, because I want to have Empowered Bellstorm in plus. So it's a very odd spot to be in if you're playing Demonology right now. I think, like, here's my Dark Lair build, or sorry, Doomguard build. I think the no Doomguard build is just better, where you can pull out of here. You're also missing things like tactics and brutality and things you want, I would assume, in M plus and things, right? If you pull out a Doomguard and all this stuff over here, look how it looks. You can grab Ablation again. You can grab your extension on Vile Fiend and this thing. You can grab Brutality. You can grab Tactics. You can grab other things too, right? I can even pull out of this and go somewhere else. I don't even need this for a whole lot anymore. I can go over here and Summoner. Like, it gives flexibility. This row locks you in so hard. I like the Doomguard, but it just locks you in. I feel like it's too restrictive. If tuning is like worthwhile in the end, you'll play it, but like it's just a little weird. I'm not really sure where to go with that, but you know. Okay, so Affliction stuff. The Affliction tree's been reworked, basically. Now, we're going to go over a single target tree and an M plus tree and talk about how they look. Let me just make a new tree here, actually. Let's do this. New loadout. Callus Funhouse. There we go. So, when it comes to the AF tree, they mentioned that they wanted to make it so it wasn't as hard to get AoE elements and M plus while missing out on single target ones, right? Now, if you build a single target tree, things I think feel pretty good. Haunt's been moved up here. Haunt improved Haunt. So you go like Agony, UA. You have to grab Seed to go into Shared Agony and Siphon Life, which feels a little weird, but whatever, it's fine. Grab this stuff to grab Siphon or AC. You grab Haunt. You grab Nightfall. Now, they removed the Intellect and Haste nodes here, but it's still the same scenario of you have to spend 9 points up here to get everything you want in single target, right? I'm gonna grab this obviously, but I want improved Haunt. I'm pretty sure I want improved Haunt in single target. So I have to grab this, spend 9 points. Now, not the end of the world. We're gonna head down here and grab Withering Bolt, 2 points. Creeping Death, 2 points here as well. Cunning Cruelty being over here is a bit odd. It does feel like more AoE based. It's a Shadow Bolt volley, right? We have played it in single target in the past, but we'll see where that goes. I have the path around it, I think, for the most part, but it's over here. It used to be over here. So yeah, Dark Harvest is unlocked, but we're not playing it in single target anymore. So we skip that. We're going into here into like Dark Lair, obviously. Summoner's Embrace. You'll grab Contagion. You grab Pestilence. You grab this stuff here. Malediction. Sudden Onset. And now we're at a point where we have 4 things left here. But we also need to basically get to our capstones here. These are, well, they're all unlocked in a minute. So Dark Lair has 3 nodes now. Here's Eye Contract, here's Malefic Grasp, and here is Visionary. So I'm pretty sure you're grabbing all 3 of these. Just keep in mind, this interacts with Malefic Grasp. For whenever he's active, your Shadow Bolt or Drain Soul turns into Malefic Grasp. So if he's active for 5 more seconds, you get 5 more seconds of Malefic Grasp, which is pretty good. So you're going to want that. Maybe you path around Visionary. It depends where he lands damage-wise. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But going through here opens up Potent Soul Shards, which I don't think are taking, but it's still a thing. Yields over here. You've got Potent Soul Shards here. You've got Niskaran Methods here. And you've got over here Shard Instability. So you're grabbing this for sure. Fill these in for capstones, obviously. We have 7 points left here for single target. So pretty much we can go in here, grab Xavius' Gambit at 2 points. Good to go. Fatal Echoes. This was a 2-point trait before. It was 8% at rank 2 out of 2. 4% seems too low for a capstone. It probably should be 8% again. Probably. This seems too low for a capstone at rank 1 out of 1. At least like 6%. But I think 8 is probably a pretty good spot for this. Heads up. Cascading Calamity is still here. Cool on that. You have 3 points left at this point. So where do you want to go? You want to grab Scarin, Ravenous, and Death's Embrace. So what we don't have here is Patient 0, Seed damage. It's basically seed. I mean, whatever. It's a minor UA increase. It's what it is. Not good in single target. And the only thing I feel like I'm missing is maybe Cunning Cruelty. But like, it's more AoE based. It's just over here for some reason. But I think the single target tree looks really good. Or pretty good for the most part, right? Structure wise. Things get a bit more interesting though when you look into Mythic Plus stuff. They said they wanted to try and like clean up the M plus part of the tree and make it not as like locked into like seed stuff and missing out on single target points, and that looks to be a bit better, but I don't know if it's optimal or if that's like totally the case. So, for example, I want Dark Harvest. I want Call of the Week. We'll look at that in a minute in combat. Skipping us again. I want Summoner's Embrace. I want Fire Contagion, but I want to grab this stuff here too. So we're going to grab Creeping Death, Dark Glare. We're going to grab Visionary. Probably grab Eye Contract, but I haven't decided fully yet what we want to do there. We got to spend 5 more points up here, though. Now, you're going to want Contagion. You have 4 points left. I'm pretty sure we want Withering Bolt. I just do. It's unclear if this is going to interact with Grasp anyway. It probably should, but it definitely should. But I don't know how it's going to. We'll see. If it doesn't, then you probably skip it, but we'll see. And then we have things like Pestilence, Sudden Onset, which you want, and Malediction. So we're going to go over here, grab Onset, and we have this opened up. These 4 go here. And now it feels like we are sort of pigeonholed into taking a lot of seed talent still. So you're going into Yield here, you're going into 2 points in Seed, going into Sow, going into Patient 0, and then we have 5 points left. There's still a lot of seed points here, right? You're hopping into here, 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 here. And it feels like this should be taken in plus. It's not just UA it's affecting, it's UA and seed. So you probably do end up grabbing Potent Soul Shards. So I have 4 points left, but I'm lacking in a lot of single target areas, I feel like, right? And I can hop into something like Malediction, which I probably do. Then go into like Shard Instability. So I have 2 points left, but the question is, where do they go? So I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of single target talents. I don't have Improved Haunt. I don't have Eye Contract or Malefic Grasp. I don't have Niscara Methods. I don't have Ravenous. I don't have Death's Embrace. I don't have Xavius' Gambit, which is going to feel bad in plus. I don't have Echoes. I don't have Cascading Calamity. I think you might, like, if this was a shorter cooldown, I'd say jump in here and grab this stuff. But realistically, you likely want Niscara Methods too, because it's an Agony and Corruption increase. So, I mean, I think you want both of these. And this is where the problem lies. Well, what am I going to do here? Do I throw a point in Eye Contract and just say, hey, I have no Grasp, no Gambit, no Fatal Echoes, no Cascading Calamity, no Death's Embrace, no Haunt. It's like, all right, well, I hope UA damage carries. Or do I say, like, you know what, we're not playing Potent Soul Shards. It's weird. I mean, it is UA and C, but 25%. And we're not going to play Eye Contract either. And we hop into, like, Xavius' Gambit. But if that's the case, you're missing out on this, which should be played in both spots in M+. No Eye Contract, no Grasp, something like this stuff. And so it's still a bit limited in M+. I think, I don't know. I mean, Yield feels great and all this. I feel like making these 1 point talents, or finding some way to make these, like, so I don't need to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and invest half my capstones into the seed part over here when I'm spending extra points up here to get what I want. Because I'm coming down into this section of the tree with basically 9 points to spend, I believe, right? Yeah, because I'm grabbing Malediction. I'm not even grabbing Sacrolash here for a Hellcaller, which is crazy, right? Like, I feel like there's still too much up here in this section. Like, maybe like a point or two. Like, maybe we can combine Contagion and Malediction together. Maybe we can make Sudden Onset back. I don't know. Combine these two again. Somehow revamp things. I feel like I'm entering my capstone row with 9 points available. Realistically, it should be 8 or 7 or even 6. And I'm dumping half the points into, like, seed stuff still. Which is, like, I think it's better than what it was. But it's not there yet. But it's better. And honestly, it depends on how UA is tuned. If UA is tuned in a way where it's just strong, okay, whatever. You just play it. You skip half your stuff here, right? But either way, there's that. So I do want to look at AF really quickly in AoE to show you guys just Hellcaller, not so Harvester, just Hellcaller, to show you how Dark Harvest works with Call of the Week. So Call of the Week reduces Dark Harvest CD by 5 seconds whenever you cast Seed. Keep in mind, Nocturnal Yield gives free Seeds. Seed's cast time is reduced here. Seed's cast time right now for me is 1.3 seconds. Without haste buffs, without the Malevolence being active. It's pretty crazy. So hop over here. This is 4 targets, right? I need to make my nameplates stacking because I want to see dots here. Lord have mercy on my soul whenever we have to actually dot things up here. That's a rogue. There's the Dreadlord actually right there. He's bugged right now, not doing any damage, but he is there. So what we're going to do, I want you to watch Dark Harvest cooldown, which is sitting right here, or basically right here on my bars. I need to redo this too, just heads up. And I want you to see how quickly we can cast Dark Harvest again between, the previous Dark Harvest. Also, Dark Lair is bugged. It's not extending UAs. Likely you'd open up by putting UAs on 4 targets, probably 3 or 4 depending on shard refunds or whatever. Dark Lair, Dark Harvest, and go, right? I'm going to forego that here just to show Dark Harvest stuff, but keep in mind you're probably going to want to apply some UAs and all that kind of stuff too, right? So we're heading into a pack. Cast a Seed. Haunt, gonna pop it. Bang. Some Agonies out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll throw 1 UA for the row. Why not? 1 UA, sure. Then we'll Dark Lair, hit our Malevolence, hit our Dark Harvest. Seed! Seed! Look at Dark Harvest right here. Look at this. Look at this. Seed! Seed! Look at Dark Harvest. Seed! Seed! I'm out of seeds. No, I'm not. I'm back. Seed! I'm out of seeds. No, I'm not. Seed! Dark Harvest! Honestly, it's actually been a lot faster than that in the past, too. It's pretty wild. You can churn through Dark Harvest so incredibly fast by just casting Seed. Like, see, watch the cooldown here again. Watch, like, Seed. Seed. 31, 36, 31, 24, 18, 17, 7. Seed. Off cooldown. Hit it. There you go. Bang. Agony. Refresh my Agonies here. Agony, Agony. 55 seconds on this thing. No, it's not. 53, 41, 40, 39, 34, 27, 21, 15, 9, 1 shard. 1 shard for the road, Ian. 1 shard. Thank you, Ian. We're harvesting again. Not too bad. Not too bad. Also keep in mind that Soul Harvester, where is that in the tree here? This thing, Dark Harvest spell is empowered. Generates 1 soul shard when you channel it. So keep in mind that's going to be happening, but with shard gen every Dark Harvest. You're casting Dark Harvest once every 15 seconds. AoE. In single target, I don't think there's any relevancy to it and all that, but looks pretty insane. Now, unfortunately, Dark Harvest is pretty rough. The damage meter is even rougher than Dark Harvest. It's really rough. But Harvest is right here. The damage output's not very high in Dark Harvest. So it does feel cool. I like CDR effects, but as far as like the damage, it's not really there. I do miss the dot extension part of this a lot too. It'd be really cool if they had this also tacked on the dot extension clause again, but wishful thinking. But that's that. We'll see where it goes. It's 3 in the morning. I got a raid test tomorrow, guys. I'm in 12 hours from now. We'll be mid first boss in raid testing. I'm streaming it on Twitch, on YouTube as well. Come by and check it out. I'm gonna call it right here in the video. If you guys aren't subbed, please sub. It means the world to me. We're close to 100K on YouTube, which is insane. I appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you for everything. Also, if you want builds for this talent stuff, Affliction and Demo on Twitch, !WA in chat, my Pastebin link. There's builds for level 90 stuff. I'll probably put it in the description below as well if I remember. But that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. GG, GN. See you later. Peace.